And I'm literally going to probably go back. But the big focus for me, if I'm bowling the ball, and what I was talking about is actually having energy off this back foot. I'm loading up on that, and when I get up on my front foot, I want to try and spend as much time on my front foot. So you feel it all through your calf, all the way up through your hip flexor. So you're nice and tall. We're not fast bowlers, remember? We're not going there and bowling there. We're going up on our front foot and we're bowling. Make sense? Pretty easy? But see how we go. Don't break your finger.
You're trying to get that same at 45 degrees? Yeah. Everyone talks about 45 degrees.
Yeah, I'll bowl a square seam. You should only see, if I could do it right, I may not do it right, you should only see the white side of the ball behind me. Anyone see any red? No, it's all right.
You're too fast.
Hey?
You're too fast.
Oh no, this is slow. And this is, I'm going to try and do my overspin stock ball. It comes out. See a little bit of red?
Yeah.
So yeah. Do you want any more or what?
No, it's good. Anyone, any other questions about drills specific? You talked about
Yeah. So that one was the white one you saw.
Yeah.
So you imagine if I was to bowl to you guys there, that's my palm if I'm bowling to you. If I'm bowling down this end, that's my palm. And it's the same thing up there. I've got my whole palm behind it, so it's going to be a lot quicker. So when I'm bowling my stock ball, it comes back to what I was talking about. I'm cocking my wrist there, my thumb is here, and I'm going up and over. You've got to do that when you join all the dots together and you're up there. That's the key there. There's no point doing it here. There's no point bowling the ball there. If you can get it up there, pass it over the top there.
And every spin is different. Like Todd Murphy, for example, he bowls the square seam as his stock one compared to
Yeah. And that's another thing about coaching is that you look at Steve Smith. He's totally different. And I reckon about 15 years ago, if someone batted like Smithy, everyone would have tried to get him to change and you got to do it the proper way. And that's what I mean. Like the way I do it doesn't mean it's right. I know it works for me, and I'm very lucky for that. But like it doesn't mean that it's not going to your technique. Whoever is bowling, it's important that you find a way to do that. So I'm giving you some tips that you can go back and try and teach for yourselves or whoever. But it's not the written rule that you got to do what I got to do. Otherwise, you're not going to have success. Because that's bullshit. That's the beauty about our game. There's so many different players and have different ways to have success.
What do you think of like using the brain, going closer to stuff? Do you do that stuff or you?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. You talk about variations before. So I usually in more probably in a T20 game, or you can go into Test cricket if there's variation. So I'll normally mark from the centre stump where I'll mark one line there. That's usually where my stock ball. But then you can come here. Yeah. So then there's suddenly 3 lines there. Then you come back here, there's suddenly 3 more. That's 6. Then you come back here to bowl the stumps, and suddenly there's 3 more. That's 9. That's 9 variations on my stock ball. And all I'm doing up there is I'm not running in. And the big thing about spin bowling, you got to run in. You got to get side on. You got to go to your target. There's no point running in. So many people do it. My weakness is still this. I get in here, and when I get tired, I go that way, and I jump in. So if I'm bowling over the wicket here, I'll come in and jump in and come into the stump like that, and suddenly all my energy is going down to the fine leg, where it's so crucial that as spin bowlers we have our energy, we're going up and over. and we're going on that same line. We're not going down there, because if I'm going down the fine leg, if I'm coming this way and I'm jumping in, then that way, what's my shoulders going to do? Yeah, they're coming around like that. What's the ball going to do if I'm doing that? It's going to drift. It's going to drift. But I'm not an outswing bowler. I'm the spinner. So I want my shoulders to go boom like that. I don't want my shoulders going. But you're talking about different bowlers. Nathan Horrocks, you might remember Nathan Horrocks?
Yeah.
He was brilliant. He's got a beautiful wrist. He bowled beautiful drift. Where me, personally, my strength is having my shoulders snap over the top like that. And we're getting some drift and drop.
What about stuff in the gym? Do you do any particular spin you do, or
A lot.
any strength drills that you'd suggest?
Well, on that card, on that business card that I've handed out, all my gym program that I did on there, and I've all filmed it and understand that. There's some different stuff on there as well. There's 230 minutes on there, so you'll have all access to that for the next 3 days for you. So jump on there, you'll see all that stuff. Off the top of my head, I've got 2 gym exercises, so no bicep curl, so I'm lucky about that.
Only one. Why do you go around the umpire after every ball? Just a superstition, or
Yeah.
you go around like umpire?
Just telling him that and get ready to get one out. I'm going to hit him in the pad. Get ready. Nah, just have a bit of fun. Yeah, that's superstitious. And so's the bales.
What's your favorite ground?
Adelaide Oval. I probably shouldn't be saying that. Adelaide Oval is the best ground in the world. And that's because it's a good contest between that big ball.
Does the round arm action for you as a right bowler, putting to a right-handed batter, creates a better angle for you as a spinner, or it brings pads into play for you?
I don't believe so, because if I'm bowling a round arm, it's very hard to get overspin unless you've got incredible wrist. Like for me to bowl a round arm and get over the top like that, it's not going to work. So for me, it's all over the top.
No, I'm saying around the wicket.
Oh, around the wicket, sorry. Around the wicket brings everything in play. If I'm batting, so Ian Bell, everyone remember Ian Bell? Yeah. Ian Bell, when I was bowling over the wicket, he would come bat on off stump, and his strike rate would be 73. But as soon as I come around the wicket, it dropped down to 32. So this is a little fun part about the game, like. You've got to try and identify people's weakness. I've always said cricket's the best problem-solving game. And by that, I mean that when I'm at the top of the mark, yes, I might be bowling the Virat Kohli or someone like that, but in my head, that's just a problem. So I'm going to create a problem, and I'm a problem for them, they're a problem for me, and I'm going to try and solve it. So by coming around the wicket, that's just like suddenly I'd land it on the stumps, the LBW come in play, through the gate come in play, the edges, both edges come in play. So, as soon as guys, if I'm teaching guys to bat against spin bowling, and if they're batting over the wicket, if their bowler's bowling over the wicket, right arm off break, they should be batting on off stump straight away. If I bat here on leg stump, and I'll go forward defend, I'm in line. But if I'm over here, I'm outside the line. Can't get out LBW unless you've got a very bad umpire, which there are some, but we live and learn, don't we?
Name of you?
I'm still playing. Some of them aren't umpiring though.
I'm sure you must have followed this probably new or semi-new ball. How do you feel when you get that kind of ball? I know the spinner, as a spinner, you want a bit of a rough ball.
No, I want a new one. Yeah,
Bouncy.
hard, bouncy, new ball. So the big thing about a lot of touring teams that come to Australia is that they usually bowl and they see the ball coming through here and the keeper and guys are leaving, it's coming through here and everyone stands in the slip saying well bowled, but it's not getting anyone out really, unless they play a bad shot. So like, that's where I like to. I'm always putting the pressure on Pats to see if I can bowl the 8th, 9th, 10th over. At least I'll bowl the right length to make them play, not length that comes through here the whole time. So, the newer balls are better, more harder. Don't like soft balls.
What's your favourite ball you've bowled?
About that how ABWS hit you for like 4 boundaries. So when you go to take your mark up again, like how do you reset your thought process so that you can go and bowl the next best ball and try to get him out? Like how do you reset? Like
Yeah, I'll go back and I was saying to one of the young fella here, I stand at the top of my mark and go, okay, up, cock, over and through. That, I understand what that feels like for me when I'm bowling well, but then I'm going, okay, well, A.B. de Villiers or whoever it is, how am I going to get them out first? But as bowlers, as cricketers, you should never get there and go, shit, I'm going to get hit for 6. Like, don't worry about fear. I know everyone is, there's an element of fear in life and everything like that, but in cricket, I always look at, you got on a scale, you've got your ego up here, where if you get too high, you think you're too good, Mother Cricket will bite you in the backside and you'll come flying down. But if you're down here too in fear, that you're nervous, you're scared of failing, don't be scared of failing, because when you fail, that's a chance to learn. So don't never be scared of failing, because the only problem there, if you fail doing the same thing 7, 8, 9 times, that's when we've got a problem. We've got to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, shit, what's going on here? Eh? But don't fear that. So when I'm at the top of my mark, I'm not standing there going, okay, he's going to hit me for 4 or 6. Okay, right, okay, well, he's playing this shot, and what did I say about sweeping? What do they do? Why are they doing sweeping? Because they're not trusting the defence. Yes. Okay, so how can I get them to challenge the defence? Okay, I might come around the wicket, might bowl a little bit faster, but I'm still landing on that mark that we've got set out there. So the best bowlers in the world, like Jadeja, he lands that same ball in the same consistency, but he's got the unique skill to put it in different spots by different ways. Does that make sense? So it might be a little bit slower and a little bit fuller, or it might be a little bit faster, it might be that square spin, it might be the soft ball. So it's just about being consistent, but on that, but don't fear failing. Go out and fail. Like, go down the nets tomorrow and bowl a couple in the side net. That's no drama. Don't worry about that.
And Nathan, one question. Like, you know, in international level, as you are like, you know, you've got like 400-500 plus wickets, yeah? So how do you guys like balance your batting practice as well? Like, you know, do you like give enough time to that as well? Because I've seen your batting where, like, you know, you did a lot of good runs, you know, and especially on the like time when, you know, when the team is struggling, you know. So how do you like, you know, how much time you spend on your batting skills as well? Like,
yeah, well, yet again, it's all on that card, so you'll see everything there. My batting coach is my brother. So that's probably, I probably should have listened to him when I was about 12, 13, 14, 15, not when I'm 37. But we pride ourselves on the batting. But the difference is, for me, I'm very lucky, cricket's my job, so I've got a lot of time. I've got all the time in the world. Sometimes people, a lot of people go to work all day, then they're going to come to cricket, like these guys here now. So like, there's going to be times where you go, okay, I'm going to bowl, train for an hour, 2 hours, but an hour and a half is going to be bowling, 30 minutes is going to be on batting. The best thing about being a bowler is that not everyone can bowl, but everyone can bat. I'm not very good at it, but I still get the bat. Not everyone gets the bowl. And I get the bat when it's hard. So when the batters are scared, I get the bat. That's kind of like watchman. So it's all fun.
Kudos to you, the way you batted with that injury. That was just remarkable.
It's like you guys going to work with a headache. That's all.
So you took up night watch because of Ricky Ponting?
Huh?
You took up night watch because of Ricky Ponting?
Yeah, the whacker, yeah. Got a standing ovation. Only time that's ever happened.
If I was a batsman, what kind of a tip would you give to play you?
To play me? Never get caught on the front foot. Don't you? Everyone's recording this. You might get a second. Never get caught on the front foot to me. Never get caught on the front foot to me. because it's a matter of time before I get out.
So when
Your
a
favorite mode of dismissal? What do you like?
Oh, bowled through the gate. Bowled Sachin through the gate at, you know Sachin Tendulkar? I bowled Sachin through the gate at Chennai. That was early in my career and it's probably still the best ball I bowled. No, the best ball I bowled was actually at Wacker at Optus Stadium this year against Virat, and I went for 4 byes.
Nathan,
As you named Sachin, obviously one of the legends, whom you would like to go back in the past and would like to bowl him?
Brian Lara.
wow.
I actually bowled the Brian during we had the bushfires here a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I went down to the bushfire game and I bowled to Brian in the nets for about 40 minutes. He actually come up to me, which I was pretty pumped about, and said, "Can you bowl to me?" And I was like, same thing in joggers and no spikes and that, and still one of the best 30 minutes of my life. Got him out single.
Nathan, I always get out on spin. Every time I step out, I misjudge the ball or whatever. So, how should I tackle a spinner while batting? What
What, are you trying to hit him for 6, aren't you?
I'm trying. If I let the ball bounce, I'm not able to cut the ball. So I think, okay, let me go down the wicket, and before it stops, bounce. I should.
The big, without seeing you bat, and
Yeah.
it's hard. But the big thing about cricket is that we said before is that bowlers were allowed to bowl a bad ball, but we're also allowed to bowl a good ball. Where you look at Marnus and Steve, they don't believe that bowlers are allowed to bowl a good ball, but batters are allowed to defend and they're allowed to play well. You don't need to score off every run, off every ball. I know in T20 cricket now, and a lot of kids think they need to, like Sam Constance, they need to do all this shit. So the best thing about cricket is if you can defend long periods of time, you'll get more runs. You don't need to go and get 30 of every over, because I promise you won't do it, because you'll get out. Because Mother Cricket will bite you on the backside and say, no, you're not playing this.
I just wanted to go back to that question somebody asked, that you analyze the batsman, left-handed and right-handed, how they can. Could you just elaborate on that a little bit more? How do you analyze that, holding a bat?
That's why I wear sunnies so I can usually pick up something. So Sarfraz Ahmed, the keeper from Pakistan, whenever he was going to sweep me, like everyone taps the bat. When he was going to sweep, he'd do that. I'd run it so he wouldn't tap the bat when he was going to sweep. So it's like little things like that. So as a spin bowler, you need to become best mates with your keeper. Your keeper goes, oh, okay, you watch that, he tapped his bat, or his back foot might go like that, or whatever it may be. Or you might see some guys, they might really flex their arms, and you see the muscles in their forearm really tense up, and you go, okay, or like little things like that. But I've bowled, I think I was talking to a young kid today. I think I've bowled 34,000 balls in Test cricket, so I've done it a lot.
What do you think of how do you rate him from unorthodox?
He's incredible. He's incredible. He's a lovely guy. He's too nice to be a fast bowler, and too intelligent as well. But no, he's incredible. He's super hard to face.
As a batter, very hard to face.
Yeah.
I think at the international level.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story. I went out to bat at the Optus Stadium, the first Test match this year, and my batting guard is my back foot on off stump, because I know where guys are going to bowl. They're going to bowl full and straight at my pegs, and so I try and keep that leg outside leg stump. So I'm quite open because I'm not a very good batter, and that over that I was faced, by the 6th ball, I was batting on leg stump, just because it was too quick, and it was scary quick.
Does that give opportunities to bowlers like Stark? Just look through the gate?
Well, do you know what? Mitchell Stark, he's my teammate, so I don't need to face him. But Marco Jansen in a couple of weeks when we play South Africa, he might look at that and see it. Yeah, so I've got to make sure that my defence is good enough to keep them out, and hopefully I'll nick and nudge a few and we'll get a few runs.
I might give another
Yeah, I don't think he needs it.
How's it
Marco
go?
will
Like,
be throwing the ball at a 7 feet height already.
What's that?
Marco will be throwing the ball at a 7 feet.
Yeah, he's a tall man. Yeah, he's a tall man. Bit of bounce there, but that's all right.
how is it like bowling to Steve Smith and Manas who move a lot on the crease?
Nah, well, it's challenging bowling to those guys because they're never out. They're never out. Like I bowled the other day with one of these balls to Marnus, and I bowled a cross seam ball. So all I did was bowl an off break ball, but rather than the ball going down like that, it just went down like that. And he nicked it and he goes, "It's not out." I'm not. How's that not out? And he goes, "I had an epileptic fit." So I'm not. He's a bit different, Marnus. Very talented.
We've got the last couple of questions if anyone does before we wrap up.
Your experience has a good defense, basically whom you have played with over your
Played with?
which opponent team from whom you can pick somebody who has a very good defense.
Very good defence. Mike Hussey has a very good defence. As a left-hander, as a right-hander, Smithy's got an unbelievable defence. But he's going to go down as probably one of the greats who ever played the game. Smith's the best problem solver I've ever played with.
What kind of cues you get from the batsman when you bowl to a debutant, for example, a new player who don't have much footage or analysis?
The way they shape up, like whether they really like over grip the handle, like the bat. And so if you look at Smithy's hands, like when he bats, his hands like that. Graham Smith hands was very like that as well. So if you hold your bat like that, it's pretty hard to hit through the offside, isn't it? So unless you got unbelievable wrist, so which Smithy does. But so you look at the way guys hold the bat. Look at like batters are pretty dopey these days as well. They also look where they want to hit the ball as well. Usually before, so you're like, okay, if someone's like, oh, okay, well I know where I'm going to hit it, type thing. So it's just like little things like that, but that's all the fun part of the game.
Last question.
So I'm coaching under 11 teams there. So I've seen like, when the kids, just that age group, they're struggling a lot with the spin these days, because the other kids when they bowl like a lot of looping balls, it comes like all the way from the high, and then it's just pitching there and it'll come like really hard on them. So like what sort of tips or what do you think we can because they can't it's not like as I said, if you're standing here it comes just right here, somewhere and it just comes right on the chest,
Because of the bounce.
it doesn't have I think that much time.
Yeah, they probably don't have much time, but I don't know. It's probably more of a question for you guys. It's about trying to find a way that they can score runs, and they need to find a way, whether that's either stand up on it and try and just learn to try and hit it firstly, and kids will naturally find a way to hit it somewhere.
I would suggest with the kids, try to do as many back foot options to them, because front foot is well and good, obviously learn your front foot defence, but when they're really young, more of their shots, especially in spin, will come against back foot play, touch shots and pull shots, especially in spin, as you said, because it's so lobby and it's on this surface, it bounces a lot. So if you can get in the nets and just give him tennis balls underarms and get him hitting some pull shots, cut shots, that'd be, I don't know if you
natural hitting art.
Especially kids.
How many people can you put out a deep square? Try to get them into that.
We
But I
always tell
understand
them
what
to
you're
like
saying,
play on the
isn't it?
back foot, and create a room, to hit.
Because when it's really slow, it's hard to get down the wicket. So you're better off playing off the back foot.
But we have noticed, when the pace bowlers comes on, when they play very, very good shots, all over the place.
Pace on the ball. So to these guys' point, my batting drills, like you see Chandy here, he's the old Bangladesh coach, the old Sri Lanka coach. He uses it. All these guys have got the wingers, and they throw with the wingers, and they throw down 135 k's. Realistically, these guys aren't facing 130 k's. So all my batting drills, even though, and I do face 140 plus, all my brothers do are underarm, overarm. There's no winging, there's nothing like that. And I'm practicing actually slow things. And if I bat and get in the right position and doing all the right technique stuff, your body's trained in the same motion. So when it comes quicker, Okay, you just take a small step and it's the same thing. Get under it or whatever it is. So these guys point, like when you're coaching kids, the best thing, or coaching anyone, is it's all underarm stuff. And like you come and watch me bat and you go, oh, I could do that. And you more likely can, but it's about doing it, over and over and over. And because I still make errors at underarms, like not hitting the middle of the bat or anything like that. So the biggest key is doing real underarm drills.
The boring stuff, the hard stuff.
Yeah. And you've got to be willing to do that stuff.
All right, we'll give you guys probably 5 minutes or so if you guys want to get a photo with Nathan first.